We're starting the UnDustry podcast March 11th, live on YouTube. I'm by myself again. Jay sick, under the weather, after traveling with his daughter as she starts her acting career. But this is the UnDustry podcast with a special guest, Miss E, who will be our talent. We found out about her origin, talk about her current events with her and her wisdom behind it. Let's start the show. Well, I guess I gotta be on camera. I'm your man SP again by myself, but we're gonna work this out. I'm happy to have Miss E here. Next week we're gonna have D-Neck from the Microphone Misfits. If you all haven't watched the previous show with Bruno, it was amazing. Again, March 11, 2025. They're gonna echo. Miss E, I'm gonna bring you on camera, and then you can introduce yourself and give me as much information as possible, and then we'll elaborate and have a conversation together. There she is. Hello.
Hello. My name is Miss E, and I'm here to talk about stepping, the history of it, why people love to do it, other things that I do, music, writing, singing, all those things. We probably will discuss a little bit of it today.
Yeah, I forgot you sing. I mean, I know you were, I don't know. I remember you grabbing the mic. I thought you were entertaining the house guests. I think the backyard party, but I guess that's a career option you've taken on also, singing.
Yes.
And entertainment. Good. Very good. Very good. You're here to talk about stepping, but I want to know how you got into it and what are some of the events that you feel like was grand. What was your introduction to stepping? Was it in Chicago?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Actually, one of my colleagues was an entertainer. She was a singer in a singing group, and she was also a stepper. And I always danced, but I had never stepped. And she asked me if I would like to go to a stepper set, and I said, well, okay. And that's how it started. I went there, and I loved it. When I seen how the people danced and the way they moved, how great it was going, I said, ooh, I like this. This is something I might want to do.
South side or west side of Chicago when you were introduced? Or outside?
All of them.
All of them.
South side.
I mean, the origin spot that she introduced you to, what was it?
South side.
Oh, gotcha.
Near South Side.
You remember the name of the place?
It was on. I know I don't.
Ah, okay. I'm just asking. I like talking about historical landmarks in the Chicago land area, Chicago, especially origin places that kept a genre like step and blues, those things going along. So you'll see me ask you about these monumental landmarks or stuff like that as we have a conversation. So what was her name, may I ask? Oh, what was the group she was in? That's what
The name of the group was Toffee, not coffee, Toffee.
Toffee with a T.
Yes.
Gotcha. T-U.
It was three
T-O-F.
females,
Yeah,
but she was a great dancer too. She really.
that was the era where entertainers dance.
Oh yeah, she was a great stepper dancer, and at that time I wasn't stepping, so it was like a new avenue for me to see how smooth people moved, and they were dressing very nice, and they weren't that old either. So all of that worked in and made me like it.
I wanted to learn how to step, and I never took time to try. I just never had the moment. Usually I was entertaining through DJing, so maybe one day, I'll get some tips from you. Act tough. So you are introduced to stepping through this entertainer. Do you take it on as a partner? Does she teach you, or you just go to these stepping sets and then pick up secondhand, or did you take a class?
What happened, I went there and I didn't know how to step, so one of the gentlemen that was a regular there said, if you wanted to, I'll teach you if you come every, whatever day that was, Monday. He said, if you come on Monday, then I'll teach you how to step. And so I started going every Monday for about 6 months or so. And by then I knew how to basic step, the basic steps. Because it starts like that. You have to learn the basics first, and then you can go into your own styles after that.
Yeah, that's why I was asking about the whole South Side or West Side, because I'm aware of their more bop style. I think that's what they call it. It's still stepping, but they hop around and bend their knees a lot more than the South Side dancers. That's my opinion, not the truth.
Okay, for me, I find that the West Side are the more friendlier dancers.
Oh.
Not different. Some of the ones that I met, they danced just as well or the same as the ones on the South Side, but they were friendlier dancers. And stepping has a lot of little groups and how people, dance with, if you can dance, if you can't dance. Believe it or not, all that stuff is very important to certain steppers. If you can't dance, a lot of people, they won't dance with you but one time to see that you can't dance, and they won't do it again.
Make sure you're compatible. I got you. And make sure you won't step on their feet. There is also, I would say, a version of stepping that's known as ballroom.
Yes.
Okay. Could you tell me the difference, or help the audience and me understand the difference between a ballroom stepper and a... I know Detroit is a big issue about that.
What I could tell you is swing, not only ballroom, swing dancing,
okay,
which is a kind of form of ballroom, but not really. But swing, ballroom, stepping, Latin, the salsa, all of them are the same steps. If you learn one and you really want to be a dancer, if you really like dancing, the steps don't change. Some of them do it in 4, some of them do it in 6, and some of them do it in 8. But it's all just 8 steps, period, no matter how you do it. So I try to tell people, you can mess up, so you don't have to feel bad about trying to dance. If you go out there and just go from side to side 8 times and just stay that way, just like that, you'll keep up with whoever is dancing with you.
That's great. That's great. I always thought it was probably that not so complicated, like you said, the 8 steps, but because people have such a they put so much of their own personality into it, it makes it seem kind of like more difficult. So you be like, you get shy, like, I know I can't do what they're doing, because I've seen some offbeat people have partners, especially the males, stand more in a solid position while their partner, it does a lot more show, if that makes any sense. Like their counterpart who they're holding hands with, or presenting their showcase, I'm gonna call it a showcase, make more moves while they stand kind of boppy, just 1-2 step, even though you said there's an 8 count.
But to me, dancing should be fun. Whether it's stepping, bopping, Latin, or swag, whatever. Most people, these people that call them steppers, most of them take it seriously.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, if you can't, they have so many instructors now that will teach you how to at least do the basic steps where you can feel comfortable to ask a woman, or if you dance with a man, where even if you can't dance fancy, you can keep up with that person.
Oh, okay. So you're now being introduced with your friend. You figured out the 8 count step. You've added your own material to step in. When was do you remember your first, not competition, but just going out and feeling confident in the role of being a stepper?
That took me probably about 2.5 years before I felt comfortable with stepping where I felt comfortable with it.
One of those bottles of water. Oh, your water is blocking her camera.
Oh,
That's always a blooper, right? That was fun. You could have set it on the shelf too, behind you. Okay. You go out. You start Did you start competitions immediately?
no, actually, I, I've always been a dancer, but
Okay.
I wasn't a stepper.
Gotcha.
I was a house dancer, freelancer, one of those kind of dancers. But I always danced.
Good
I
time,
always
Chicago.
had rhythm. So when I wanted to learn how to step, it didn't seem that hard because I caught it really fast,
Gotcha.
really fast.
My partner wants to text me in the middle of the show. He's usually the main host. And I'm doing the engineering now. I'm hosting the engineering. He wants to start texting me. Big ups to Jay, the UnDustry. We do this. We're supposed to do it every Tuesday. We changed this to Wednesday after 5. And I want to thank Miss E for being here. We're going to continue the conversation about stepping. But before that, let me do a quick ad. This is the UnDustry podcast. We do this on Wednesdays now. If anybody's interested in interning or coming and participate, we would love for you to come. Just email us at the UnDustry podcast at gmail.com. And we're going to continue our show with Miss E. So, Miss E, have you ever watched one of these shows? Like a little bit to see?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Was I by myself or did I have company?
You had company.
Ah, interesting. I thank you for coming ahead of time. I'm probably going to thank you several times, but as we, again, like I told you, I've always was interested in stepping. I've had to always keep a catalog of stepping, both vinyl and once it transferred to digital, that's what they call it, whatever, Serato. Was there a tune, that's what I was trying to, that had you excited to step? Because like you say, it seemed like you're not a party girl, so I don't want you to take that the wrong way. You seem like a person, once the event is up, you know how to keep the event as lit and exciting as anyone else, especially with dancing and participating, interacting. But is there like, not genre to step in, but is there a song that you could, how about this? Is there like top 3 songs that you would suggest anybody to start off stepping to?
What I can say for stepping, before I tell you top 3 songs, I would think it's the DJ. It's the music.
It's the music.
The music decide if you really want to dance, if it's good, if you're going to keep coming to this person's affair. It's the music. If the DJ is not playing the kind of music you like, then he's going to actually start losing his crowd.
I got you.
So you have to play music that people like. If you're going to a house, you're going to play house music. You're not going to play stepping music.
Right.
If you keep playing a lot of stepping music, the house people leaving.
Yeah.
Because they want to do house. They don't want to do step. So first, to me, the DJ have to be together. If he get his music together, he's going to always have a crowd. And they will follow him wherever he goes.
True.
And the 3 starter songs,
3 starters.
any song that has a good beat to it that you like. You really need to me, a person to start with, not
gotcha.
a song. You need a person that just know the basic steps. Because once you learn the basic steps, after a while you can start putting in whatever you like to do with those. You can add your leg work, foot work, arm work, spinning, all of the things that steppers do.
Yeah, okay. I
Start
guess
slow. For the beginners, I would not start them on fast songs. I would start them on mellow songs that have good beats but are slow, and let them just get used to doing the first few little steps instead of running out there and trying to. They usually get confused and don't want to dance anymore.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've done dance with people who, if you just put a slower record on, they could have felt more comfortable because they're not a good dancers yet, and they don't want to feel a little awkward. So the music, they can't keep up with it, and they usually give up easily. But for a DJ, if you start slow with nice beats and melodies, something they can, even if they're doing wrong, they can still go from side to side.
I got you. I got you.
They will come back. And stepping is a way of life. It's true, and it's a way of dressing too. Some people don't dress at all, and some people are really great dressers that go to stepper set. And then the DJ have to be someone you like to keep going to him. Men have to ask women to dance, and women have to ask. Women now ask men to dance.
That's what I was going to ask.
So they started that. The last couple of years, women have been asking men to dance with them also. So, but I think it's still a man thing to me. I think men need to ask women to dance, and if you're having fun, some of those women are gonna just enjoy it. They're gonna enjoy the dancing with you, and they're not gonna get hung up. Oh, you don't have to be the best dancer to dance with them. You can't be afraid of women of saying no and going to the next woman, and she might say yes to you.
I like that you share a traditional, not courting, but night out where men can be masculine and women can be not docile but feminine, because the roles have in this era sort of took another turn. Like you said, women are asking, especially the more aggressive steppers in my eyes, the ones who be spinning each other real hard and dipping, the women be ready to dance. So if you're not in that mode with them, they'll dance with each other. So nothing's wrong with that. So, but it's just
They'll
I've seen
dance with
time.
you one time if you really can't dance.
Oh yes,
you
of
really
course.
want to dance.
Yes, of course.
And then they won't say yes to you again.
Oh, that's
But I mean, then you can take stepper lessons. Everyone can take those. And if you have a friend that even just know the basics, to me, you can dance with the best dancer if you know the basic steps. That's all. You just can't get nervous and get scared because that person doing footwork, or you don't watch their feet. You watch what you're doing and stay in step, and they won't get you off because they're in step.
Yeah, that's perfectly said. My experience of seeing. When I was asking about music, the reason I asked, like, you were totally correct about it's on a DJ. I just like to know like people's playlists, and once the 2000. Yeah. For specific classics. Well, the reason I'm transitioning to that was perfect. Thank you. That they're outside the JB steppers. They're, I would say, classics like Rising to the Top. We can go left or right with songs that people have used. But then as R&B and what they call neo soul transition, more rap songs, especially like a Snoop Dogg mix with Obama in the background, had became a big thing. The T-Rails and stuff like that, those loop songs, they became so big for
house.
For stepping. For
really?
What? Yeah, the T-Rail songs, that's mainly for stepping. I don't know if you are familiar with that. He screams his name out on there. They take more of those classics, upbeat them, and then put, I'm gonna say, hip hop drums, because it's not as melodic or jazz as Summer Madness, or these kind of songs that have always been around in classics. I'll call them classics because they were jazz or funk bands and found selections that work. Was that an easy transition to some early steppers? Like listening to these more rap songs that people tend to try to step to?
They won't listen to them, but the ones I'm around don't really listen to rap. Maybe every now and then they might throw a rap song in there by Tupac or something, or one of those melodic ones. But basically, they don't play rap music for a certain age bracket, I would say.
Yeah.
Right, I'm saying for a certain age bracket.
And you name like the perfect, like, it's a John B song with Tupac that they love to death. It's like, it maybe because it's John B, but that's why I was saying as R&B classic turned into neo soul sound, rappers had been included. So then that sound that Chicago likes had became a genre, and I was just very inquisitive on how it was perceived in the stepping community. After places like Stepping and Club 7 shut down, that's when, for me, stepping was very popular between when Cotton Club was open, like 90 to early 2000s or 2000. And that was the genre, house and stepping. It wasn't, you know, you had your little reggae clubs,
House.
and hip hop wasn't as, it wasn't a dance hip hop night like New York has a dance hip hop night or Miami has a dance hip hop night. But Chicago wasn't that, and I was on that scene. I mean, it was hard legs standing around, women fraternizing. You know, even though it was a big club, it was like a tavern. When you entered the stepping game and you go out again, did you find a group that you would like to elaborate and share with us that you would frequent? Not really a DJ, because I'm not saying that the stepping world has social clubs, but like you said before, there are people who hang and they like the track record of a DJ. They definitely like the environment of certain groups and people who like to dance or who can dance. People who go to the Grand Ballroom, people who go over on Visions. They used to do the 50, you know, all these places. Was there a group you would like to talk about and an era of that group?
I'm kind of open to music. I
You
like
didn't have
a
no,
lot of.
you didn't have no spotlight night on an event? Interesting.
I do not have
That means you
any
just like a good time.
music that I like melodic sounds. Period.
Okay, gotcha.
And whoever that is that's singing it, most of the songs that I like, they're not known musicians.
A lot of stepping songs. Yeah, they're not.
No music. No, a lot of that's.
It's a niche selection of playlists, and people share it with each other. As I was just saying, some people would Jill Scott you to death or JB you to death.
Oh
for
yeah,
stepping.
they do the JB. Now. They're
So,
still, they're always gonna.
yeah.
The older crowd is gonna do the JB.
Right.
At the end, no matter what.
Yeah.
But the other groups.
No,
I like other groups, but those are not stepper song groups.
Well, not the music. I'm talking about the stepper social clubs. Was there people that you would like to brag about? Other trainers, other competitive winners? Nah, nobody you want to mention at the time. Gotcha. I gotcha. See, that's how we do that. So, Missy,
I didn't take lessons.
Gotcha.
So I kind of was a loner. I would say it more like that. I know some of the people that teach stepping, and I think they're great people, but all of them, one is just as good as the other. They're all the same to me. They all teach step in the 8 count, and most of them do a wonderful job. Name-wise,
It's okay. So, what I'm going to ask you is, because you said you're a lively person and you've always entertained and dancing, was your other talent of singing in the same time, or did that one come before the other? Did the chicken come before the egg?
the singer was always first.
No, okay.
Always.
Since you were a toddler?
No, but from grammar school on in my family, my uncle was with a lot of jazz greats. And I hung around with him when I was little, like in 7th grade, and he took me around a lot of entertainers. I've been around lots of entertainers. I was around James Brown when I was little.
I was just going to say, that's a different era. You know, there's age restrictions now, but then you hear all these great stories, like Aretha going to see Wilson Pickett. No, I'm talking about Aretha as a little child, 13, going to see Wilson Pickett.
Oh, yes.
It's interesting to hear those conversations of definitely in black music, um, they treated y'all grown first thing. It's from the 60s, 70s. Once the 80s came, but that's when they made the legal law for women to be grown at 18. But before that, it was all kind of stuff going on, especially taking what will be viewed now youth out to clubs. There wasn't as much of that ID and all that stuff. That's a religious thing and a political thing. But that's good to hear you are influenced early with your family into singing that then transition to your world of dancing.
Singing.
When you started singing, have you ever tried to take it to another level more than social?
Oh, yes, I've taken
Sure.
it to another level more than social. I write too. I do some
Okay.
writing too.
Oh,
So
okay.
I do quite
under
a few.
under the title Miss E.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh, okay. What was your first recording?
um, my first recording was what was that? It was this. Can't think of it right now. I'm a little nervous. Let me
Oh, okay.
get to it.
We'll get back to it. Oh, I know how to come back around to it. So you started singing. Someone else saw that you had the ability and asked you to record, or you like, I'm good enough, I need to record.
Well, my uncle was taking me around with him around a lot of jazz greats and entertainers, and they would ask me little things like, "Do you sing? What do you want to do when you get big? What do you want to sing? You want to dance? You want to be a doctor, nurse, or whatever?" And I said I would like to sing, and then they would ask me, "Well, you want to take?" I took singing in school too, all through grammar school and high school.
Oh,
I was in
here we go. Here
I
we go.
was in the chorus,
Okay. So grammar school, you were in
the choir.
choir.
We
Uh,
traveled all over Illinois.
Were you ever with the group?
Yes, I was in.
What was
a
the name of the
singing
group?
No, from my school.
Gotcha.
We were the school that I was going
Did you
to. We
want-
traveled all over Illinois and sang at different schools.
Did you want
And
to
then
share
I
the
did-
school?
Pardon?
Did you want to share the school?
No.
Oh, okay.
They were Catholic, and I didn't like it too much.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean-
it was not a good part of my life, Catholic school.
You know, the Catholic institution takes over a lot, so I get it. I get the
I can tell
withdrawal
they'll
from.
beat you. I can tell you that. But they were beating you back then. I don't know if they still do it today.
The Blues Brothers is my influence of that back in the day. The show The Blues Brothers with Jim Belushi and them, they were getting beat. That was the cause of the whole run.
And it was true. It was happening just like that.
Yeah, the
That's
nuts.
what I remember.
That's one of my favorite movies, and I'm gonna ask you about movies in a moment. So you're this young lady before your stepping world. You don't remember the first recording. Do you know the name of the song?
Oh, it was the first song I actually did was by "What You Won't Do for Love."
What you
That's
want
the first song I recorded.
Barry, watch the grass for the dog bombs.
What You Won't Do for Love.
Oh, what you want? That's a classic. Oh, okay. Do you still have that recording?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good, very good, very good. You digitalized it. Was it on vinyl at the time? Was it on an 8-track?
It was on the track,
Oh,
and now I have it on my little,
Jump
stick.
drive. Yeah, that's great.
And then
great.
I did Diana Ross. Lady Sings the Blues.
So did you do a whole album and then shot the album?
I only did. I did 4 songs.
Little
and
EP.
I made so much money.
Oh, good.
Yes, I actually at that time they were doing CDs, so I bought my own CDs. I bought 1,000 of them,
When you were
and I bought a
entertaining.
burner.
Live on the spot.
And I burned my own CDs and I sold them myself.
Wasn't
I
that a
went
good
to
era?
all of the clubs. I went to. That's how I started learning about stepping also too, because I was going around. And I did better with steppers than I did with house, because I was a house head.
Oh.
So I was trying to go to house, and I had a few of my songs turned from stepping to House
Oh, okay.
by Farley.
Oh, the Farley.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. You can't just say
Yes,
Farley.
he
I mean,
took.
there is no other Farley.
That's right. And he did two of my songs and turned them into house songs.
Oh, great,
So
great, great. That's heavy. And you have those still?
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
good, good.
Yes.
You ever? So, I don't want to ask like I don't want to age things because good music is good music. But when was the era of you hand to hand selling the CDs?
That was in the early 2000s,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
2000.
Yeah, they were buying them. Did you ever consign them to like George's or
I
Coop
went
Records?
I went to a place on 35th and Halsted, and all they did was sold CDs and different things that you could buy if you were a DJ or if you were a singer or different. So I went in there and I bought the burner, and I bought CDs, and I burnt all I burned them all.
I think that
and,
record store is still there.
and I started going to the clubs on my own, and I would sell them my CDs.
Oh, great.
They would let some of the DJs would let me get up and perform. They would play it, and I could sing it.
Doing the stepper sets or the house sets?
Doing the stepper sets and the house sets.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they would let me get up and perform my song, and then people could buy from me right there.
Oh, wow. Chicago has always let people take on their entrepreneurship if they had talent, and that's good to hear that someone like you were able to, especially in that area, take it without, I'm assuming without any industry influence. Or did you have a manager, or did someone try to sign you?
I paid.
You paid out of your own pocket and reaped the benefits of it out of your
Absolutely.
own pocket. Great.
But I've met wonderful people, wonderful DJs, wonderful managers. I've met people that owned clubs, and they would play my music every time I came in. I loved the DJs, and I didn't mind whatever I needed to do to get them to play my music.
I got you.
And some of them took my music down south with them. So I started getting a little,
Buzz.
I would get, I guess you could call it community status.
I got you. No. People were referencing you because you had talent, and then you had opportunities because of your talent, and I love it. Because I've experienced that with artists and stuff like that. So once your name started getting recognition, did you get a chance to travel?
All over the world.
Great.
I've traveled all over the world.
And that's what I was trying to. But I guess it was mostly about stepping.
Well, no, not about stepping, but
Okay.
I'm getting the music, not stepping.
Let's see if you were a triple threat. So I have a question for you. We know you can dance. We know you can sing. Have you ever pursued any others, like acting or something, or even
Writing.
Oh, like plays or movies?
Writing books. I've written a few books.
Okay,
so
tell us
far, and
tell
I'm
us about
doing
your
one right
publication.
now, actually.
Share. Enlighten us.
It's about my mom and dad. My family is. It's 17 in my family.
17 siblings.
Yes, and I'm the 13th child. And so I wanted to write about my family and my family situation.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know too many.
If you want to bring the mic closer, you're more than welcome.
My fiance, he suggested that it would be a good idea for me to write about my family because there's not too many people who have 17 people in their family.
Yeah, I mean, in that era, without getting personal in your life, there was no Planned Parenthood. So when parents had kids, they had. I don't want to be. Yeah, they had children. I was going to be rude. I was going to say a litter, but I didn't want to be so rude. They tend to multiply, especially if they liked each other or whatever. A lot of at that era, you didn't have to like. It wasn't no divorcing then. You just had a family. Has any of your siblings ever participated in your entertainment career?
My oldest brother, who is deceased now, he sang with Arthur Prysock.
Oh, great.
That's a famous jazz singer. And so, yes, I have some of his music. He was a great, had a wonderful voice.
You ever thought about maybe putting a collab album and publishing it? Especially with you doing the book, that'll be a great piece of media to go with it. Especially once you probably, you know how they do the audiobooks now. You know, that will be a great intro. You and your brother on that. You should think about that.
That may be,
I see that for you. That'll be, that's nice. And so you say you wrote 3 books. What was the first book?
well, the first book was fiction. It was about some doctors, but I never published my stories, and I do poetry too, poems. But lots of people have read my books, my story.
It's it's not too late to re-enter the media that you have, and definitely have it where it's residuals for later. So especially now, no, without people needing a piece of it, you know, there's all these new forms of the internet. You know, you can upload it, type it, just talk it out. You know, like I said, the audiobooks are really big, and you have a good voice or something like that. That'll be a great audiobook with Miss E's voice in the back. That would be great. So you have the first fiction book. You're writing a book now. Did you want to share the other titles of your books?
The name of the first one was Demigod,
Okay.
and it was about some doctors. Actually, it was about a family of doctors and their idea of trying to be demigods,
Yeah.
trying to be godlike and not just settling for human. And basically, it goes from one generation to the next generation. And it's a short story right now. I didn't do a long version of it, but
Yeah, I mean that's a heavy conversation. The idea of especially when it comes to surgery things with doctors. So that's a great concept that you have. Without going even deeper, the masonry life and all that, then find out how to exchange body parts, or using animal parts for bodies. So I see that as a great title and book.
oh
for you.
yes,
Yeah. Because
yeah.
the stuff they had to find out, the things that women had to go through birth, giving birth and stuff like that, and being mistreated, treating less than their counterparts. So that's a heavy subject for you to write about. I'm sure would draw interest. I'm sure would draw interest with a lot of people. The sibling book also. So I was asked, were you a triple threat, and then you turned around and told me you were a writer. Have you ever attempted at acting, even though you do poetry, which fits that subject matter?
Not really. Not acting. No.
So someone made your books into a
I haven't.
small play with you.
I haven't made my book into a play. I'm actually. It's just still. I sent it out years ago, and I didn't get the right kind of response that I was looking for.
Yeah.
So I've just put it on hold, and I'm doing something else now. But
Yeah.
I'm still writing. It's just something I love to do. So I'm gonna dib and dab into writing, dancing, singing. I've danced for I've did background dance for a lot of people,
Oh wow!
and that
Really?
gave me the
I'm
opportunity
afraid.
to travel too.
As in,
Background
so there's 3 levels. The reason I'm saying I'm afraid, there was an era of the Dorothy Dandridge, like she was a solo dancer, not just like a Broadway dancer. Then in our era, my era, once videos came out, the video vixen dancers became a big thing. Obviously, I don't think you're Meg Thee Stallion, not doing any of that. But in between those 2 worlds, there was a Debbie Allen. Like, where would you place yourself in that whole category? Like you said, you teach stepping, which you also teach other forms of media and dancing.
Yes, I
Okay,
do. I
good.
would call it freestyle.
Yeah, oh yeah, I
Dancing.
got you. While you been saying your house, yeah, of course
Yeah,
you
so
freestyle.
I've done a background for a lot of singers that actually move fast, move a lot,
Gotcha.
and I do a lot of freestyling.
Oh, I've been there. I seen you live.
Yeah,
It's
you
all-
see some of my tapes?
No, remember I was at the house. I
Oh,
was in the backyard.
I've been on shows that I was doing.
Nah, I seen you live in the spot. I see. I see you
But I
there.
kind of do a different. When I'm on stage, I do more like
Theatrical.
the different kind of dancing, but it's more freestyle. What you've seen mostly was stepping, more of a
What-
stepping style.
Other like house was played and you kept the party going. So
Yeah, I
that's
like
what I'm
house
saying. You were
too.
up, you
Yeah.
keep things upbeat. That's why I didn't want to offend you, but that's why I used Dorothy Danger, and then I skipped around it so you'll know that even today, um, people are still in that feel for videos. But Debbie being such an iconic choreographer for Michael, for the Fame legacy, and all those things, and even with her and her sister being the legacy black icons they are, it's good to talk to someone like you that fits that bill. So this is really insightful for me. So again, I told you I'm gonna keep thanking you. This is really insightful. You, we never. I don't know if I got you answered competition wise
Competition.
for
Uh,
stepping for your stepper lifestyle.
I've done a few, but I'm never done for really big money yet.
Oh,
And
okay.
I wanted to at one time, but I put that on hold too.
I've been DJing forever, but I never did it for competition. So I can understand that when you love something, you don't. It can damper that trying to be. You're good, but being competitive to a whole nother person doing a whole nother everything can be kind of questionable.
For competition, to me, it's the person that you're dancing with. I've seen some of the best dancers, and they're not winning the competition.
Come on, talk about
They're not, because they do that competition every year, and they pay you $10,000 first and $5,000 for second, and then it's 2,500 for the last. But some of the people that are actually in the competition, I think they're just great dancers, and they don't win those competitions. And uh, for me, it's your partner.
but they tend to still do the competition every
Absolutely,
year
every
for
year,
the love,
and they have
love of the
not
game,
won,
as they say.
but
Though.
they keep doing it, and I think that's good too to keep trying. But to me, dancing is. Um, do you dance at all?
Yeah, but
So
it's
when you
freestyle. It's
dance,
just in the party, trying to get the groove on.
so when you dance with
My brother
someone
did
that
that.
you really dance with, when you dance with your partner, and you all are just into it, and you're in the same groove that they're in, and y'all getting it together, then you kind of dance better. You do better because you like what you're doing with that person.
I agree. I agree.
Being a good dancer by yourself, you cannot win a competition.
Oh,
You
okay.
have to, both partners have to be up to par.
Because you have described multiple styles of entertaining through dance. Have you ever did what they call modern dancing that mixes uh, ballet type behavior, or what do the Christians do? The spiritual dancing, the method dancing. Have you ever did anything like that?
When I was at the university, I did jazz dancing, but I also took up ballroom dancing.
Oh,
So
okay,
those
okay.
are a
You
few.
took it up, or you were trained, or you did just like stepping. You
I
picked it
took
up on
some
your own.
lessons,
Oh, you took some lessons
ballroom dancing.
at the university.
Yes, because I like all dances,
Gotcha.
and when I step, I add a little bit of every kind of dance that I've learned into my stepping.
Good, very good.
So that's why I try to learn different kind of dances. So nobody dances like me. Even if they're a great dancer, they don't dance like me.
I love it.
Because I'm doing so many different things, even though you might be a great stepper, but I'm not only stepping. I'm
Gotcha.
doing a little ballroom, I'm doing a little swing, I'm doing a little jazz. I'm trying to do a lot of different type of dancing. So that makes me an individual to myself.
I agree. I definitely agree. I'm not questioning it in any fashion. I like the confidence. It definitely shows when you're presenting yourself. When I've seen you out and about in the public, um, because we were going to review stepping, and there weren't anybody. You said your uncle and them would be your influence, and your friend who was in a singing group, the Toffees. She introduced you to stepping. But in all of your forms of art, has there ever been a mentor for you?
No.
Okay.
I learned it all on my own.
I love it. I love
I'm
it.
one of those people where now everybody can't do this, but some can't. See, I could sit here and I'll watch you dance, and I will be able to dance like you, and maybe in 2 days. I'd have to see you a little bit, and then I'm gonna, cause it's all about stepping. That's what I try. It's steps. So whatever steps you're doing, I'm gonna look at those steps, and I'm gonna count those steps. And the way you're doing that, the way you're doing it, that's your style. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about basically what you're doing, and then I'm gonna get out and do that. That's how I do the line dancing. I've never went to a line stepper studio or to anyone to teach. I count the steps when they're line dancing,
Gotcha.
and then I get out there and I do it 2 or 3 times or 4 times till I get it.
So
Because I
it's
know
a
the
rhythm,
steps are not going to change. The
Yeah.
line dancing
especially with line
is
dance.
8 count, just like stepping is
Yes,
8 count.
yes, yes, yes.
All of it is 8 count.
Oh, now I'm going to ask you a very dramatic question. Some people take the line dancing as a fad. Has there been one that you like better than the other?
Oh no, I think they're all great. I think they give people an opportunity to get out and move around
As a group?
from one or the other one. You know, even the older ones, because some people come to stepper sets, and that's the only time they dance.
Yeah.
Is when the house. When line dance
Line
comes
dance,
on,
yeah.
then they get a chance to get up and move
Yeah.
around and do their thing too. So, whatever
They don't.
line dance
They can't
it
carry
is,
the visual light like you. They need a group setting probably.
well, say that again.
They don't carry that individual light like you do. You're fine with being an individual out there, presenting, entertaining, performing, dancing, having a good time on your own solely. Where some people have introvert skills, and just because they're out, they don't have that light to step out there without it being something like a line dance where everybody's doing the same repetitive shadow movements.
I don't know. I think that's the time they will go out there.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the only time they have. They're
Yes.
introvert. They're
and,
introvert.
and
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because
At
they
least they're
enjoy
outside,
themselves. Because to me, dancing should be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why people take it so seriously. Oh, you got to know how to step. You got to turn right. You got to do it. Just doesn't make sense to me. If you love dancing, you should be able to dance with anybody and have a great ball, and that's it. It's just a dance.
You know, some people have ailments, and some people have different things that they can't do when they were in their youth. So by the time if they come out and they let their introvert allow them to be have a nice night out, they will still kind of be detoured without that group setting. And I never viewed it like that until now, because by me doing sets, I never viewed that. Because like I said, I've seen you, and you've had to sustain the whole room to keep it kind of in motion because you're upbeat, so it kept the room upbeat. They might have been too intoxicated too. That's why they were sitting their tails down. But you kept things upbeat. So I can see that. That's very interesting.
That's a good quality, but to me, dancing should just be fun. And if you're enjoying it, it shouldn't matter if you do or you just don't. If you don't do nothing but just wave your hands up and back and forth and enjoy it, because it should be a good feeling to you to dance and have fun doing it. And some people do take it seriously. It's nothing you can do about that. But I've danced with people in wheelchairs.
Gotcha.
I've danced with people on crutches. If they ask me to dance, I'll dance with them. I don't get hung up with, oh, he in a wheelchair. No, if he's willing to dance with me and he's in a wheelchair, I'm going to dance with him and have a ball.
Gotcha.
And I want him to have a ball too, to know that he can still just move around, whether it's just his arms or just his one leg or whatever it is they can move. It's just a great feeling to me too that this person is enjoying themselves and willing to ask somebody to dance with them.
Yeah, gotcha. I like
You know, just think how hard that is to be in a wheelchair or have a cane and ask someone to dance.
Well, this is going to be a good segue to that. You seem to have a spirit that you're not afraid. You're clearly not an introvert. And you're outspoken. between school and now the occupations you've said, have you ever been a part of a pom pom team, cheerleader team, spiritual group? Told you it'll happen. Spiritual group. Um, have you ever been a part of a cheerleader team or a pom pom squad or something like that?
What I have been is a part of people's lives. I love I love helping people, and I've done that most of my life.
Okay.
I've made an effort to help people to benefit them, especially seniors. I really like helping senior citizens to better their lives for whatever they need information, knowing how to fill out papers or doing just knowing things. You know, sometimes seniors, they don't have anyone to talk to or anything. Some of them would just call me sometimes and say, I just appreciate you talking to me or taking the time to explain things to me the way that you do. So I'm going to help people, period, whatever it is, in all walks of life.
You just came across as somebody who would be like, you know, like the person who would be, not spirit dancer, but like at the stadium passing out T-shirts and hyping the crowd up or something like that. I thought maybe that was something you've done in a lifetime. That I can see you taking it on as an occupation, or even like you say for the seniors. You know how people go cheer the room up for the day, whatever their entertainment room. I saw that over you. Yeah, that's it. Very good, very good. What are your ideal direction in any of your talents that's coming up for 2026 and thereafter?
I would love to mentor young black males. That's my ideal. To get enough backing where I can start programs. When, social worker, doing my social work, I met hundreds and hundreds of people with degrees. And I talked with those people and I asked them if they were willing to mentor one black male. And I actually got a lot of people to agree to do that. But then COVID happened and it kind of knocked everything. It just went haywire. It didn't work. But that's what I would love to do, mentor young black males.
Oh, it's not too late. It's never too late.
A program to mentor.
It's never too late. The
black
Miss
males.
E program for young black males. Yeah, it's never too late.
And I would I want young black men to be proud of being black and be proud of being a man and learning what a man really is, what a man really does. Father advice, mentoring advice, because everyone doesn't have a father. Because of the social work, everybody doesn't have a father, but you can have a mentor. Someone can mentor you and help you do the same things that you were doing if it was your father. Sometimes I tell people, what about an uncle or a brother or a second husband or a boyfriend? But that's what I would love to do, to mentor young black males.
Oh, that's an easy task. I mean, we could talk off the mic too. I could suggest some things that you may be open to. And that's beautiful. Also, philanthropy goes a long way. Outside of the idea of philanthropy, again, you're writing a book. Are you still having plans to record more music?
I don't know. That's a tricky one because I've been practicing on music. I've actually changed my style. I like contemporary music now. At first I was doing R&B and some jazz, but I've been trying a different style of music, and I'm just trying to get comfortable with it first and see if I want to go anywhere with it, because it would take me into a different direction of how I would perform and who I would perform for.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, entertainment is entertainment. As long as it's good, it's good. You so between, I asked you about the recording, you got the book, you would like to have a mentoring for black boys. The mentoring with black boys is what I was going to go into, because you were questioning the turn of today's society with black males. I think with the enlightenment of the challenges we have in the world, what is your opinion on, especially with Black History Month just passing, you don't think the children are informed enough about their culture? Or pride, what they say, pride in their skin?
Not black children. No, I don't think they're informed enough about their culture. Not only informed enough, the way they're, we need to get our families back together, men and women, people raising their own children, and it's easy to say, and I know that, and I know saying it is not going to make it happen, but it's a step, and you got to start it somewhere, and you need to start it with men and women deciding that they're going to rear these children from their own lords.
Gotcha.
And not from other people. And unless it happens, someone die. You know, things happen in life that you have no control over, and that's a different story. But black families used to stick together, and it was fathers stayed in the home, and then in the 70s and 80s, everybody wanted to be free. And we got to go back to that. We have to kind of go back to men respecting women. Men being men, women being women, ladies, girls, whatever way you want to call them. My take is not too old, not too young, but we need help with our children, the males and females. But to me, if you get your males together, the females, we're pretty good. You know, we get a good man.
People usually say it the other way around with today's youth. If the girls are aligned, the boys will follow. But the scary part with that is that it's also...
Women don't follow men. Men, I mean, I'm sorry, that's what I meant. I'm saying it. Women should follow their men. Good men. Not any man. I'm not saying just pick... I'm saying that we have to get back to women respecting their men and doing what they should do, and the men doing what they should do. But we have to start somewhere, and I think with the children.
Okay.
Your families together, you know, the women and men in a household, they teach children about fathers, and they teach children about mothers, whether we like it or not. At least we know.
Yeah.
The new generation, you're only getting one side, basically. I'm not saying they don't see the other parents, but it's not the same when one person have all the authority.
Yes.
To run a situation. I was brought up in a two-parent household, so I know what it is to have a man in the house and a woman in the house. I know the good and the bad parts of it.
And 16 more siblings.
There you go. I was 13, so there was a whole bunch of them in front of me.
You were babysit and you had to babysit, I'm sure.
There was 4 behind me. I was in the last 5 groups.
No, I get it. I get it. So you, and I'm not being pushy, but you would mention things like the university, but you wouldn't say what school that was. That's something we want to pass on?
Oh yes.
Okay. Because you learned your classical dancing, you say there, and I just wanted to sort of see what, and as I move on, in the art of you having your flash drive with your music on it, how often do you get to impose that like you used to, like you said earlier?
Not much at all anymore. Not this day. And the part to me is in most stepper sets, they play older music. They play music that's 5, 10 years old. They play music 30 years old.
Right.
But they won't play mine anymore for whatever the reason. I don't know.
The group, people, they're stuck on the same playlist. So when I was asking you about the playlist, that's why I was asking. So some people got the same playlist. When you say what's your favorite songs, it's always the Anita Bakers, the Luthers, the Michaels. They never have the niche songs that steppers, like we talked about. A lot of stepping cuts are just that one album been that stepping cut forever. You know, everybody like Jermaine as much as they like Janet and Michael, and they don't say that enough. You know, I don't think that's mentioned enough. Um,
I like Jermaine, some of his music.
yeah, Jermaine Cole, even with his new hairdo. Um, could you tell me artists that you like? Because you sing multiple styles out there. Artists.
Most of the artists that I like I like Whitney Houston. I like Mariah Carey. I like sometimes Patti LaBelle. Sometimes she's a screamer, so sometimes. Most of the things I like are in the high range.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And on the lower, it's just so many, man. I mean, I like Barry White.
So, what shows have you seen or are going to see? That would probably give me your taste even better. Are you going to see some artists more currently, like in this year? Are you going to some shows?
I tell you.
Oh, okay. It's some show. Are there artists who have been ill and down that you miss? Like, I'm mad I miss Stevie. Stevie keeps showing up here, and I never make it to see Stevie. Diana Ross was at Ravinia last summer. I definitely would have ran to that. Is there an artist that you wish you've seen, dead or alive, that you haven't seen yet?
The one we're going to see Saturday is Leela James.
Um,
Nobody particular.
Paparazzi. I mean,
yeah,
some of the artists that I like there's different kind of music. So
I would have loved to sing Paparazzi. What's his name? Yeah, with the piano and the jewels. Before Elton John, dude. I would have loved to sing that. What was his name? Liberace.
no, no,
No.
he played pretty good, but I didn't want to go see him.
So who will you mention when you said Paparazzi?
Not him. Yes, mostly.
Oh,
artists.
Papa. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know you're talking.
I like it, and I like some country, western. I like Willie Nelson. I like Patty
Austin.
Patsy
Cline.
Cline. I like
Oh yeah, you have a vast taste in music. That's really good.
I redid Patsy Cline's song, one of her songs.
You got that recorded too?
Pardon?
Did you record that too, or you just covered it when you were performing?
I did both.
Okay.
I did both. For that particular one, I did both. And I also like I like Shaka Khan. I like I like Minnie Riperton. I like I'm trying to think of this white artist's name. I like Barbara Streisand. I like all of the. I like Liza Minnelli. Just people with that voice range. I kind of stay in that. And men, I like almost all the men singers.
The reason
high and low.
The reason I asked, I was going to say, with your time performing live, have you ever opened or did a show with anybody that became a big name? So I thought maybe you may mention somebody that you performed with or opened for, and then you had a story about it. Besides Farley.
They didn't become a big no.
But do you mind still sharing who they are and what they do? Because you do so much. I didn't know if they were a dancer, singer, poet. So what was their talent?
I worked with a very famous. His name was Paul Glader, and he was from Ireland, and he was very famous, very big time. And I worked with him for a couple of months. Me and my husband, who is deceased now. I worked with him, and because of my husband, I was around and got the opportunity to dance with lots of great artists, Shaka Khan, The male artists, I would say, one of the Isley brothers. He's deceased now, but I can't think of. I think it wasn't Ronnie.
It was the taller one. Because
Yeah,
he's the only one.
just deceased.
Jasper just passed, but the taller one, yeah, I know you remember.
Yes, I worked with him. I worked with jazz singers. I worked with. I can't even think of his name right now. I'm a little nervous because this broadcast is making my mind.
No, it's good. That's what it's for.
blank.
You go back and watch it. You go back and watch it, and then you can recant and rewrite your
remember
resume.
The things that how to be better at the questions that I'm asked.
No, this is great. Don't have it. I think it's outstanding. I enjoy your outlook, your aspirations, your philanthropy idea. So you've been great for me.
You know Frank Sinatra. What was the other younger guy that sings like Frank Sinatra? He became an actor too. Did some movies.
I know who you're talking about. The Rat Pack, the other Rat Pack guy.
I can't think of his name. I did a show with him in Detroit. Not Detroit.
Maybe you'll have it back on.
Yeah. I
So,
tell you his
so
name.
because you mentioned Shaka, are you ready to see the Shaka documentary that Netflix is putting out?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've been
it's
around
gonna
her
be.
quite a bit.
It's gonna. I
I
think
know
it's
a
gonna.
little bit about her too.
I think it's gonna be a shocker. Like I'm afraid of what she has said publicly, and how much they are willing to display. You know, her life in the city, rolling with Natalie Cole and rolling with Whitney, and them being pals, and their choices of living a free life, performing, and the kind of people they were around. Shaka being one of the first R&B baby mamas with the top rapper, which was Melly Mel from White Lines. So I wonder how they're gonna play this out. And by you having a career with her, I wonder, are they gonna sugarcoat it or do the real Shaka?
They'll probably do. If she's involved in it, they'll probably do basically the truth.
75%, 80%.
I think so. You know, everything, but the surface stuff and most of the stuff that we want to know, she'll probably tell us.
The Luther one was amazing. The Luther, I don't know, CNN wound up doing it, but the Luther one was, it was a tearjerker. The Luther one was a tearjerker. And when you were mentioning about black culture, I do like that we're starting, because mass media is so big, they're documenting so many things. And the reason I even brought that up is because you're writing your book about your family. Would you let someone document you? I just screwed that all up. Would you let someone film and document you, or even take that book? We talked about it, but take that book and make a same thing like Shaka, make a documentary about Miss E. Would you ever pursue that for the right Netflix check?
Yes. Absolutely.
You saw I had to put the cherry on there to get you the answer.
Absolutely. I think it'll be a very interesting story. It is interesting, actually. So far, it's so good, and then it would go on to the family next. But
Yeah.
I just wanted my mom and dad love story, and how they got together, and how they could have so many children, more than most people I know.
Oof,
Even in back days, it was still more than most people we usually had.
I'm so happy you don't have any trauma like the barges, anything. You seem very joyous speaking about your family, because those kind of families. So even the Jacksons, they
I
make
have
jokes.
trauma, but it's not from my family.
I'm talking about family trauma, that those particular families, even though they had success, they just can't talk about things. I mean, between their substance abuses, their sibling abuse, their parenting abuse, stuff like that. It's good to hear how happy you are to talk about your brother, your mother and father's love story, and how you're going to try to bring that legacy to publishing, or how do you write your book?
I think it's the most beautiful love story
Oh, okay.
because it spans a long time because they're way back in the 1900s. So it's a beautiful story.
So when
Well, a lot of racism, a lot of everything going on with them.
So when I was asking you about your book, if you said you had copies or people read them,
Yes, some of them read.
okay. So how would okay? So you let people read your personal.
Not everybody, but some people.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So it's nothing out publicly.
No.
The only thing out publicly is your music.
Yes. That's,
And how would someone find Miss E's music?
that you can't anymore. DJs now still ask me, "Are you doing any more new music? When are you gonna give me some? You could bring me some new music I'll play." But I'm doing too many things right now. I'm trying to write, and then with the way everything is going, I'm just trying to just coast
Okay.
with the world right now, and I want to. I want to write, and I like dancing
Gotcha.
a lot too.
So here's something I want to ask, and not a suggestion. You got your jump drive. You own an email, right? Okay. Your Gmail lets you have a YouTube. Like when you're gonna watch this back and see how this went with us, put that in there and a picture of you, and somebody can go hear your song on YouTube.
I would have to put this. Okay.
Yeah, that's 10 seconds.
We don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I'll be over. We'll handle that. We'll talk behind the scenes.
Right.
Yeah. That's a second. Yeah, that takes a second. Yeah,
Okay,
That's
but
nothing.
That's it.
That's nothing. Yeah. That was kind of it. Again, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank
But the
you
reason
for
I had this
having
show was so I can learn this stuff without going to a school, being kind of innovative, and as Perry say, my hoarding is at least to equipment that works for me. Still, once I plug it up, I get to buy my little Timu and lights and Five Below stuff, and stuff like this winds up being produced, and we never know what it turns into. Definitely, it's going to help you re-review it when you listen to it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm glad to be on. I'm glad you had me, and I will be glad to come on again sometime.
Did you want to give an email, or did you want, just in case someone sees this and like, come on, I heard you're going to upload your music, or no contact right now?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to work on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're
We're
gonna
going to work on
Well, Miss E, I want to thank you. This was actually better than I thought, because I got to learn more of your origin story. And then, once you see this, my name is Sunil Honeycutt on Facebook, so it's on Facebook under my name. If you have any problems with the comments, I know how to delete you. And because it's on YouTube at the UnDustry, review it as much as you want.
I'll look over
Yeah.
it.
Critique it.
Things.
The
Yeah. It's, the Y fell off, but yeah, UnDustry.
industry, not
Yeah,
industry. Industry.
We're uncovering someone's
Okay.
potential in her industry. So
Yes.
we reviewed, uncovered, discussed her origin and her interests, and furthering her industry interests and talents. And I want to thank you again, Missy.
Thank
This
you.
is the UnDustry podcast. If anybody would like to give us information, find out more about this episode, which is March 11, 2025. Again, the UnDustry 2026. I typed in 25. I got to make all the edits. So it is what it is. I stuck in the past. Go to the as in botanically THA UnDustry UnDustry @gmail.com for the UnDustry podcast. We're on YouTube. I'm Sunil Honeycutt. Jay's sick. He's also accomplishing getting Miss E is leaving us. You gonna wave bye bye?
Oh,
Yeah, you're on camera. You gonna wave bye bye? Okay. Peace.
and
Peace and love. Please reach us at the Gmail. Like, share, comment, and subscribe and tell friends. We are at, let's see how many followers we got, and then we gained one more from last week. Let's keep it going. The better and bigger it get, the more y'all get. Next week we having D-Neck, and we're talking about the tour life that we share. His tour life, his Comic-Con experience, his South by Southwest Austin, Texas experience and all his challenges as a rapper, poet, father, and D-Neck, a Microphone Misfits, will be here next week. Thank you, everybody. Love, peace, and happiness.